Hi, my name is Evan Robinson. I'm a sophomore at Penn, and I have been a freelance photographer since 2008. The way it all started, when I entered high school, I'd been playing guitar for, I think, 10 years at that point in time, and was really into it. I was a classically trained guitarist. But in my sophomore year, I broke my hand playing basketball, and at the end of the game, my pinky was bent so far outwards that I actually couldn't really move it anymore, and so I had to get surgery if I wanted to keep playing guitar. So I went ahead and got the surgery, but for 8 weeks I had to wear a cast. And a good friend at the time felt pretty bad for me since I looked like an idiot walking around with a big boxing glove all the time. And so he lent me a couple of cameras, and I decided that if I couldn't play guitar, I needed something to do. And so I decided to learn how to use them. And after the cast came off, I decided that I actually still really like taking photos, and I still play guitar to this day, but photos have definitely taken over, and that's what I spend most hours of the day on when it isn't school, because being a freelance photographer is, I think, one of the most fun jobs you can absolutely have in the world. Alright, so the photo behind me is a portrait that I did of Gold Panda last year. I did this for one of the Spec Jazz and Groove shows, and it was one of the more interesting shoots that I had because it was one of the first times in my life where I really had to deal with an artist who had absolutely no time. This was right before Gold Panda's set, and he was actually being interviewed while I set up the photo. And so I toured through the whole arch over on, whatever it is, 36th, and tried to find the coolest room I could. And I went through the room and I actually rearranged every single chair in the entire room until I could find the one that I liked the most. Put it right in front of the wall, did all of the lighting actually using my left hand because I couldn't get anyone to sit in for me while my friend was interviewing Gold Panda. And then right as the first act started, we asked him really quickly if we could take his photo. And I didn't know a ton about Gold Panda, but luckily the interviewer did. Apparently he's very shy and doesn't usually like his photos taken, so I kind of had to surprise him and just be like, oh, by the way, can we take your photo? And he ended up being a really nice guy, and so this was the very first frame that I took of him, and it's the one that I've always ended up using in my portfolio because he had this little moment of hesitation where he rose his hand because he was like just beating on his leg while the music came on from the first act. And it was so amazing to see this guy. It was like so awkward, but there's just that little bit of musician in him that kept him feeling comfortable in his own skin. I really like how that moment showed out from all the rest of the shots I got of him.